Hello, friends. This is Omkar from Maverick Trading Blog, and today's topic is oil. And let me tell you right at the beginning that I'm not going to throw at you complicated demand-supply figures. I'm not going to throw at you how much Saudi Arabia or Iran or Iraq are uh, expected to produce or not expected to produce in the near future. Whatever I'm going to talk, it will be very simple, using a common sense logic, and I shall also give a technical, my technical view and what I plan to do in oil in the short run. So let's begin with Brent oil. Now, in the introduction, I would like to state first that like most of the people out there, I have been caught off guard by the recent rally in oil prices. Uh, Prices bottomed in January, and since then have been steadily rising up. And it's sort of a textbook case of a rising trend. You pick up any technical analysis book, and the first chapter is trend lines, and this is how they show a nice higher bottoms and higher tops formation. It looks very nice. It looks like a rising channel as well. So it's been a really good rally, and it's a boon for equity bulls because there's nothing really out there that can help equities other than oil. Central banks are facing exhaustion, and economy isn't doing well. Corporate numbers are, corporate numbers, quarterly numbers, usually beat estimates, but I take it with a pinch of salt because what what they do is they set the bar so low that the actual figures do top estimates, and then people say the results are good. So I'm not really buying that story. For me, it's only oil that is helping the equities, and if oil turns the corner, equities go down with them. So coming to my view on Brent oil, right now, as I said, it's a textbook case of rising trend. I have here three rising trend lines. The first one is the white rising trend line, the yellow one, and the pink one. And I also had a sort of a sideways. You cannot say it as a sideways channel, but it was a rising channel of sort which has been breached today. The resistance was around 51.70, 51.60, and we are going to have a daily close above that. But the upside is being capped around 52.43, which is a good, which is proving out to be a good resistance level, and that 52.42 or 43 is nothing but a March, September 3rd high. September 3rd high. So that is a strong resistance right now. That would be followed by another resistance at 53.35 on weekly. As I've drawn here, I've drawn Fibonacci resistance levels uh, from May 2015 high to Jan 2016 low. So we have already retraced 50%, and now we are heading to a 61.8%. And today's bullish daily close on the chart, on the daily chart, a bullish daily close above 51.65 only adds credence to the bullish view and the rising trend lines. Plus, there is very little to fear other than the overbought, RSI. Uh, it's my personal opinion that major turnaround in prices in any asset class, for that matter, it's not just about crude oil. It's about stocks, indices, bonds, currencies, etc. Major turnaround is usually seen after a bullish or bearish RSI divergence. But over here, right now, we cannot see any kind of divergence developing, at least not in the near future. So there is very little reason for oil bulls to worry about. Sure, it's overbought on the daily time frame. On the weekly time frame, the RSI is fast approaching the overbought levels, that is the 70 levels. On the 4 hour time frame, it has, it's gone deep into overbought territory. On the hourly chart, again, it went deep into overbought territory, and it's now looking to break below 70 levels. So yes, there is a probability of a short term correction in oil prices. but that is nothing to fear, worry about. Especially on charts, as long as the white trend line stays intact, as long as the white trend line, rising trend line isn't challenged, I see little reason for worry. The strong support is 48.34. If indeed the overbought RSI comes into play, the support at 50.89 would be put to test. The next support would be around 49.50, 49.60, and then would be followed by 48.34. So as long as I do not see a day end closing below 48.34, I do not see any reason to worry. Oil is strong and is heading higher. It could go to around 53, 54 levels further from here. And coming to fundamentals, as I said at the start of the video, I'm not going to throw any complicated numbers at you. Let me just give a very small example why I feel that there is very little fundamental reason to worry about. Assume that you are a oil supplier, and you see that oil prices have recovered from 27.08 in January to 52.25 today. So you definitely will take the price action into consideration before deciding your supply. Now, if you feel the current rally isn't sustainable, then the ideal response from you would be to sell as much as you can at 52 levels, because you don't see oil sustaining here, or you don't see oil rising further. So you would want to take advantage of the high price right now, and so you would bring in as much supply as you can. What that means is the weekly inventory report in the US should show a sharp spike in inventory levels week after week, but that isn't happening. Oil inventories are going down, which indirectly tells us that suppliers, producers are more confident that oil will stay here and probably would continue to march higher, and that is the reason the inventories are falling. So on a uh, this is a very common sense logic, and my decision to short oil on a long term basis would depend on the trend in inventory. If I see 2 or 3 consecutive week of a build up in inventories, that would be a sign for me that okay, uh, this is where the oil rally stops and it could go down now. On technical charts, as I said, as long as Brent doesn't see a day end closing below 48.34 levels, I see very little reason to worry about. And let's also look at WTI chart. This is a monthly chart. You just like to see uh, uh, what I said a few minutes back, that major turnarounds usually happen on the back of bullish or bearish divergences. If you can see on the monthly chart, we had a classic bullish RSI divergence, following which oil has seen a stellar rally. Going on to daily chart, again the rising trend line is pretty well established and is a classic textbook case again, and there's no threat of a possible RSI divergence in the near future. So overall, it's looking really cool here. Little reason to worry about. We could go sideways, and as long as the inventories in the US uh, do not rise week after week, there is again, as I said, very little reason to worry about. So this was my very common sense take on oil. If you enjoyed it, do comment below, and do comment, or do send requests or advices. On if you would want me to discuss any other commodity or equity indices or market in general, do comment, and hope you enjoyed this video, and it really helps you in your trading. Thanks. Adios. Bye bye for now.